Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing something I've never done before, so this could go horribly wrong, I'm not sure. But today we are going to wax some canvas. Okay, so some of you are probably saying, okay, what's the big deal? It's wax canvas. Others of you are probably saying, what's wax canvas? It's a broad thing. So there's a difference. When I say wax canvas, I mean like tin pants wax canvas kind of thing. You'll see a lot of things like on Amazon right now, like canvas pouches and things that say wax canvas, and it just looks like regular canvas kind of. What I'm talking about is like the concept of like tin pants.
No hot?
If you've never heard of tin pants before, essentially it's, you ever see videos or somebody that's wearing like those brown kind of canvas pants, but they look real old and real patinaed and just dirty and stuff like that. Those are tin pants. I don't know why they get the name, I'm not sure. But essentially what you do is you wax, you put a combination of boiled linseed oil and wax into the fabric and soak the fabric with it, let it dry and cure, and it essentially makes the fabric so that it becomes windproof, waterproof, weatherproof. Really great to use in cold winter months, especially in wet areas like Michigan is in the winter. You know, it works really well. So I wanted to do that to my vest that I've been wearing lately. I got this vest from Duluth. I really like it so far. It's comfortable, and I'm becoming a vest guy. I might do this to my pants as well, but I'm not sure yet. I want to see how it turns out on the vest first. So I want to get this vest done so that it'll waterproof the vest, and it will just look a lot cooler too. So that's my plan. I've never done this before. I've researched on YouTube and online a bit, and there's a bunch of different recipes out there. You can use paraffin wax and linseed oil, or you can use a combination of turpentine and linseed oil and paraffin wax. You can use beeswax. You can use just beeswax and linseed oil. There's a million different combinations. So I don't think anyone is right or wrong. I think it's up to your personal preference. So basically, I have a bunch of beeswax left from when we made candles last year. So I'm going to use that. I also have boiled linseed oil that I use on a lot of wood projects and things. So those are the two things I'm going to use. I don't have any turpentine on me, which is strange. Usually I have some, but I just don't anymore. So we're going to use beeswax and boiled linseed oil. That's going to be, I could just go get turpentine, I guess, but I'm lazy, and half the videos I've watched don't use it. So we're going to make wax canvas today. That was a big lengthy intro. So in a previous video, you saw me make this. I don't know that you need this for wax canvas, but like a lot of the videos that I've seen offer it. I searched or use it. I searched online on Amazon to get one, and they do sell these for like 10 bucks or something, but I was like, why? It was like just literally like a triangle of wood with like an edge on it. I'm like, paying $9 for that. I can just go make one. And I made it curved and fancier because I'm extra. But essentially what this is a wax spreader. So we're gonna basically coat the entire vest in this wax linseed oil mixture, right? We're gonna let it dry for a little bit. Then we're gonna come back with a heat gun, and we're gonna melt that wax down, and so it really soaks in the fibers. And there's gonna be like extra chunks and stuff. We're gonna use this to kind of spread those like thicker spots of wax out and kind of even it out a little bit. So this is like a wax spreader. You don't need it. You could use a brush probably and just brush it back over those thicker spots and kind of thin them out if you don't want to. But it was a project that I wanted to make that I've been looking at for a little while. As I've been watching these, I'm like, I can make that. So I wanted to show how this was made. But that, if you didn't understand, because I didn't talk in that last video, this is a wax spreader. It's made to, you know, spread the wax across the vest. All right, well, that was a long, lengthy talk, or a bit of talk, so let's get going with this, and let's either make our vest really cool or totally ruin it. Let's do it. Okay, so these are the things that I've got together to do this. I've got just some kind of pot that you really don't care about getting wax in. So I've got that. I've already used that to melt wax for our candles, so I'm going to use that. And then I've got just my little rocket stove for camping. There's not a lot of fuel in there, so hopefully we have enough. If not, I'll have to go dig out another fuel canister. But we've got that, so that will heat it. We've got our boiled linseed oil and our bars of wax. I've only got 6 bars. I'm hoping that's enough. I don't know. We'll see. I think 1 bar hopefully should go pretty far. If not, we'll do a portion of it and then we'll come back. I'll get some more wax and we'll just finish it up. So let's get going. I think, I don't know, 3 bars, you think that? Just do it all, Matt, whatever. It'll just re-cure back into a brick. All right, where do I put my lighter? Get that wax melting down. All right, so once that melts down and we get that somewhat liquid form, then we're gonna add some of the linseed oil to it. Cool thing about this pot is it does have measurements on it, and you want like a 2-to-1 mix. So we're gonna figure out how much this wax melts down to, and then we'll add half of that of linseed oil. And then to apply, once we get the oil, or once we get our mixture set, to apply it, I'm just using, this is the biggest kind of brush I had laying around that I didn't mind ruining. Again, you probably use a much bigger brush. This is what I had, so this is what we're gonna do. So it's probably gonna take forever to get on, but you can kind of just slap it on initially. So we will go from there. Okay, so our wax is melted down. Well, and we're at roughly 250. Where are we? That's hot. So we're at about 250 milliliters worth of wax that melted down. So I'm going to add 125 mils of boiled linseed oil to it to get that 2-to-1 mixture. So it doesn't have to be exact science, but that's where we're at. I'll give this a mix and kind of mix this through. So I'm just gonna stir this in now. I don't, from what I've seen, you have to keep kind of mixing this through because the wax and the oil will try to separate if you let them sit when it starts cooling. So you want to keep this mixed up fairly well. You want to do this in a ventilated area. Obviously you're heating up a linseed oil that does have a smell to it, and wax as well. So do this in a well ventilated area, your garage or outside or something. So, all right, I'm gonna put this back on the heat just to warm it up for a minute, and then we'll get this spreading on our vest. Okay, let's get going here. I'm gonna keep our fire on just in case we need to heat this back up a little bit from time to time. But I'm just gonna get a bunch of wax and start brushing it on. So you'll notice it cools like almost instantly. and starts turning this white color, that's okay. That's gonna do that initially. We're gonna come back later with our heat gun and really soak it in all the fibers. Right now, you're just trying to get the wax applied. So it's gonna look horrible at first. Do not be alarmed by that. If you do have like Velcro spots on there, try to avoid them. It's, you know, you gotta get the wax out of that later. But so this would go a lot faster if you had a bigger brush, but you know, I couldn't be bothered to go to the store today. So guess that would be, you know, too much work. All right, well, I'm gonna keep this up for probably the next 20 minutes or so. Get all this real saturated like I'm doing. Basically just go around the whole garment, whatever you're doing, your tin pants or your vest or your coat or your bag or whatever. I've got that burner right next to that thing, so yeah, that's probably safe. I'm just gonna keep doing this for the next 20 minutes or so until I get everything kind of well coated. And then I will be back and I'll show you where we're at. It's about this time you start thinking,
I fucked up real bad.
You didn't. So this is what it looks like when we've coated the whole thing in wax. It's okay. It's gonna look, you know, so we've got both sides, the back, everything done. I went around and did the undersides of the pockets as well. But I didn't do like in the pockets, I didn't do the inside, right? I kept the inside fine. All we're worried about is the exterior. So this is okay. It's gonna look rough. When you put it on, that wax is gonna cool. I've seen people put it on with a hair dryer as well, like kind of warm the material to help it soak a little bit more, but that's okay. This is normal. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna get, this is pretty much cooled as we're doing it. You know, there's no hot spots or anything. I'm gonna get the heat gun out now. We're gonna go through with our heat gun and we're gonna start melting this wax and let it really soak into the fibers. And we're gonna use the spreader to kind of spread it around. Let's get the heat gun out and get working on this. So to be honest with you guys, I've never owned a heat gun before. I've never had a use for one, I guess, which is strange because I feel like all the projects I've done, you'd think I would come across a use for one at some point, but just never have. So I went to Harbor Freight and bought one because I wasn't going to buy like a real expensive high-end one because how often am I going to need this, right? Once a year when I redo this. So I bought this Hercules corded one. We'll see how it works. Comes with all kinds of like little attachments and stuff, but it's got like spreader, I guess like a spreader to kind of spread the heat out, some kind of like shielded thing, and like maybe like a direct heat nozzle. I don't know that I need any of those today. We're just going to use the straight gun. We don't need instructions because why would we read instructions? So let's plug this bad boy in. That's a heck of a cord. Watch it. I don't know if I can plug it into my power strip there. We'll see. Power. Oh, look at that. Fancy. Look at digital display. I don't know how much there's heat up. Oh, 130, 140, 150. Nice. Let's see how hot that gets. I mean, it's not crazy hot, but oh, it's getting hot, yeah. All right, I don't know if that's will be enough heat. Maybe we'll have to see. We'll test it out here. We'll go up a little bit more. You're like 200. High heat. We'll do the fan. Let's see. Try 300. There we go. Starting to melt the wax now. So we're just going to heat the wax up in the area, melt it around, and use our spreader to kind of really spread that wax in. Really let it soak into the fibers real well. That spreader works actually really well. Really heat that wax up and press it into the fibers. That's what we want to do. We want to basically impregnate these fibers with that wax. Get it really deep in there so that when it cures, it seals up all the little holes in the fabric and makes this completely waterproof, weatherproof, rainproof. Well, I guess rainproof is waterproof, but you know what I mean. Just use your spreader, or I mean, you could use just a piece of wood, something, even probably your brush again, and you're just basically just trying to get all that wax really just deep in there, especially around the seams. Anywhere where you see it, just kind of move it around. All right, so that is kind of our final result. We're gonna let that cool. I'm gonna do this for the rest of the vest, and I'll come back when we're done. Okay, so I got one side done. This is the time-consuming part for sure. This probably took me a half an hour to do this one panel here, so it does take time, but you can see right now like the difference between this side and this side, right? Well, this has got the wax all over it still, and this is now been heated and spread, and you know, basically as you're going through with your spreader, you find some spots that, you know, look a little drier or lighter. Just kind of work some wax over that, rub it in there. I'm just going to continue this. I'm going to keep going around, and this is going to be our kind of final outlook. So it gives it a much darker look. It also waterproofs it, but this is just going to get better with age. The more you wear this, the more like darker spots are going to show up. You're going to get a little shine to it. Like this thing eventually is going to look like an old piece of leather, just old leathered vest or something. So it's going to look really cool. The more I wear it, the more it gets used, but this is kind of that initial state. So heat gun, without heat gun, heat gun. Spread the wax throughout. Make sure you really get it in all the seams and stuff, any kind of dry spots. Try to move some wax over to that area, because the more you saturate this fabric with that wax, the more waterproof, windproof it'll be. It'll keep you a lot warmer. One thing I didn't mention is you probably want to use these on winter garments or things that you plan to use in the colder weather. Because they trap wind, they trap water, they also trap body heat in, so it will keep you a lot warmer. I mean, it is a vest, so it's not only going to keep you so warm, but if you do this on pants or anything else, plan for it to be used in like the colder weather or colder seasons. From people that I've watched, basically once it starts getting above 50, you start sweating in them. So these are mainly meant for kind of colder weather. I don't know about this vest though. We'll see. The vests, because it's a vest, obviously I don't have any lining or anything in this, so I may be able to wear it longer or something into the spring. I doubt I'm wearing it in the summer, but you never know. I might, underneath with a t-shirt under it or something might be fine. So we'll see as time goes on, but if you do, basically afterwards, if you have any like chunks, I've been kind of coming in and just kind of brushing the chunks off or anything. And then if you still see some light spots, that's fine. Little bits of wax and stuff, that's fine to have that. That just gives it more character. But if you don't want that, just go back over it again with your heat gun, kind of spread that out. Or if you have like just tons of wax that's just, it's going nowhere, try to use your scraper to scrape that stuff off and just put it off to the side. So, all right, I will come back when I've got this whole thing done and kind of show you the final product. It is progressively getting colder as the day goes on. Anyway, okay, so this took a lot longer than I thought it would. I thought this was going to take like 20 minutes, brush it on, heat it up, and spread it through. This is my first time ever doing it. It took probably 3 hours in total to do this vest. So I'm not sure if that's how long it just takes normally or if it's just me not know what I'm doing. But I'm pretty happy with the results. It took a while with that heat gun. It might just be the heat gun. I don't know. Or that honestly could just be what it takes. But I did the heat gun. I spread it all around. And then there was a couple spots on the back where I was maybe a little too heavy with the wax. So essentially what I did was I let it kind of cool. I did the heat gun, right? I let it cool, and then I went back through with the spreader and kind of flipped it over on this kind of knife edge and scraped some of that extra wax off, and then went back over it with the heat gun. And that kind of evened everything out the way it was. Then I went back, as I was done with everything, I kind of took just a soft bristle, it's like a shoe shine brush kind of thing, and just kind of brushed everything out. Any kind of loose stuff or anything as I'm spreading it, the heat gun kind of blows some little bits around. So I brushed all that off and stuff, and I'm super, super happy with the results. So this is the final outcome of the vest. I am so happy with this. This just looks so cool. It looks like just an old weathered vest. It's just cool. There's still some spots but that's cool. I like that. The little white spots here and there, that might just be like extra buildup of wax. But that's going to show over time wearing this, working with it, it's going to show scratches and dings and stuff. It's going to get some dark spots, some light spots, some shiny spots. The more you wear this, the more patina this thing's going to have. I probably added a half pound maybe, I don't know, to the weight of this thing. So it's definitely heavier, but I'm going to hang it. I'm going to let it dry for a couple days because that linseed oil does need some time to dry, right? The wax will dry up. It feels, kind of moist still to the touch. So I'm going to hang this up, kind of let it off gas if there's any, off gas from the oils or whatever. Let this dry for a few days, and then I am ready with my tin vest. I am so happy with this. This is so cool. I'm glad I didn't ruin it. Hopefully you guys don't think I ruined it. I am very happy with it. I think it's just cool. It just accentuates everything, and the more and more I wear this thing, the more character it's gonna have, and just hopefully years and years of use out of this. Maybe once a year, I think, in the early fall or late summer, I'll come back through, kind of touch up any spots. I can just take a little bit of wax, rub it on, heat it up, let that soak in, and touch up any spots that may be a little worn or whatever. But that's it. That's really the only maintenance you have to do on this thing. The more you use it, the better it becomes. So If you like this type of content, subscribe down below. Give me a thumbs up, comment. Do you have tin pants? Do you have, this wax kind of canvas look on your coat or apron? I might do this on my shop apron next. Just like the look of it, it's cool. Not that I get it wet or anything ever really, but you never know. Might be pretty cool to do. So, anyway, do all the things down below. See you on the next one.